a blind ranking, a different kind of blind ranking.
Gill has a strong PR game.
Bowling off spin is easy, but bowling quality off spin is where your skills get tested.
India's test bowling is like a luxury car with one tire working. You will move fast, but until only that tire bursts out. We are moving on with the Bumrah band-aid.
The rules of ICC are debatable.
But I did not see Kohli crying. Only time I saw him crying was when RCB won the cup.
It was the month of June, and the ground was oval. 2017 ICC Champions Trophy final. Jasprit Bumrah, arguably one of the best pacer India has ever had, bowled a no ball in which Pakistan opener Fakhar Zaman edged a ball to MS Dhoni. But he was given not out, and he went on to score a century and also bagged the man of the match in the final. 8 years later, the month remains the same. The ground has changed to Leeds, and the batter has fallen short of the century by just 1 run. But he changed the face of the game completely. When Ben Stokes got out, India were leading by 195 runs, and when the innings ended, India are leading by 6 runs. So the match, which was nicely poised in favor of India, is now in the balance. And to talk more about the game, we have Satyajit Da and Abhishek from our previous episode, and we have Orko Prabhu, whom we'll be calling Orko, joining us for this session. To start off, what do you make of this game so far? Satyajit Da, let's start with you. What do you make of this game so far?
So far, the game has been a batter's paradise. Both teams scoring over 450 runs. I think it is for the first time after 70 years when Pakistan scored 568 in return to some 515 or something odd runs of England. So it has been a batter's paradise so far. But I expected to see a bit better bowling from Indian side, to be honest. England has not surprised me. Last podcast when we were analyzing, I was thinking at that time that England bowling is not going to be very much effective, and that has rightly been so. If Ben Stokes is your highest wicket taker, then there is some problem with your bowling effect. And Bashir was their one-off spinner, coming in with high hopes. Last time when he was about to travel to India, he was banned due to some visa issues or whatever. But I don't think it was a loss for the traveling in England team because he has not been very much of a effective in the first innings at least. Coming to India, we'll be discussing this in detail, I believe, in the later parts. But if not Bumrah, then the bowling is gone. That remains the bottom line to start with.
Abhishek.
For me, as he said, that it is a batting paradise. Our openers did well. Subhman, Gill, Pant did well. But after that, what we faced is quite disastrous batting, I would say. That we can say that there was overcast situation, but the point is they should have batted more responsibly. Like if we see like 430, 3 wickets, and then 471, 7 wickets in like 40 runs, it's quite disappointing. And on the other hand, if we talk about bowling, I'm happy with bowling, but fielding is quite not up to the mark. Dropping this much catches, I would say it's going below the school level cricket. You can't expect these much drop catches even in a school match. But here on an international level, those catches would have been converted. 1-2 is fine, but a player dropping a side dropping 4 to 5 catches in an inning, it's not totally disastrous performance from fielding side actually. We are dependent on a single bowler, although on a later stage we saw how Prashant Krishna signed and how even Siraj was doing well against. After that, just after, I would say, okay, with new ball for 10 overs or 15 overs, he was not in the form. But when Root came, the swing, even his bowling started moving. And during during the match, Sanjay Manjekar was talking about how his knee bends. Like it's all about technique. How Bumrah bowls late yet on a different height, but Siraj bends his knee and the ball, what he delivers is from the lower height, and it makes a lot of difference when you are playing in England and Australia. The height of delivery, how high you can it actually makes a difference. And that's all from my side.
And as we speak of disaster, cars have picked up Yashasvi Jaiswal in the second inning. So, Orko, your take on this,
Yes.
on the game so far.
First of all, thank you, Shanwada, for inviting me. This is my first podcast in this channel, and we just love cricket. So it's English summer, and with the Duke's ball, we are watching Test cricket. That is the ultimate paradise for any cricket fan. The best thing which I witnessed in this Test match for the Indians is that there was no swing initially. So therefore, that became very much deceiving for the Indians also, and they kind of thought, okay, if they are getting good starts, they thought that the English batters won't be able to capitalize on it. But as we know, English batters are habituated with playing the best ball. So if the wicket is flat, then it becomes very easy. Actually, in England, wicket does not play a huge role, rather the weather. Because if it is a warm day, then the pitch becomes flat, and if there are clouds popping up, then it is very dangerous for the batters. So, like as the panel have said earlier, after getting this foundation from the openers and also the captain Subhman Gill and also Rishabh Pant, India should have played with some caution and should have seen the overs as their goal, not the runs, because they were playing reckless cricket after some extent. Like players like Shardul Thakur are not being questioned why they are playing like this. Even there was no one to support Ravindra Jadeja also. So these are the things, and the basic lacuna in Indian bowling, and there's a problem. Like as we know, Bumrah is the best bowler, but only thing which a bowler can do here is that to bowl with consistent lengths. If you are being consistent, then it's very easy to fetch wickets in any track at this moment.
Four centuries and one score of 99 and another half century in first innings in two innings. It is something not heard of or not very seen often when it comes to English cricket or cricket in England. So this is something really changed, and probably because of the change in bowling as well, style of bowling from the England as well. So this looks really good for betting as of now. Okay, so the game is in day three, and two innings are over, first innings of both the sides. Any changes you would have liked in the starting 11 for India? I'm not talking of England. I'm least concerned about them. Let's talk of India. Any changes in the starting 11? Let's start with Orko.
See, I want to change the bowling lineup only. Even the squad, I want to change. See, this rigid mindset of having players who are like only brand new players, I want. And if I have moved on, if the selection committee has moved on from a certain player, there are like no chances for him coming back. I don't know why there is a stereotype that Bhuvaneshwar Kumar, who is such an amazing bowler, who bowled dream spells in 2014, and he was the quintessential game changer in 2018 in South Africa, especially in Sena countries. He is the ultimate bowler. If he is fit, why is not playing in England? If you can bring Shardul Thakur in your team because you have a strategy to make, why you can't bring a bowler like Bhuvaneshwar Kumar? Why you can't bring a bowler like Umesh Yadav? Umesh Yadav has the ability to swing the ball both the ways with the pace above 140 kilometers. Yes, there are issues with his consistency, but if you are giving chances to mediocre bowlers, I feel with like I don't want to disrespect Prasidh Krishna. He's a good bowler, but if you see in English conditions, like prima facie, if you look to Bhuvaneshwar Kumar, if you're seeing Umesh Yadav, they are far better than Prasidh Krishna. So if they are fit, why they are not getting opportunities? Then like IPL comes into the picture. Are you picking teams on the basis of IPL? Are you picking players on the basis of IPL? See, Bumrah is an exception because he's a player who loves Test cricket and he gave everything for Test cricket, and he's an unorthodox bowler. But you can't make exception the rule.
With this, I was even hearing the commentary in between the innings as well, and the only talk those commentators had of Mohammad Siraj and Prasidh Krishna was their performance in the IPL. So we even in the last episode we talked about this IPL becoming the criteria for selection, but I don't know what it is. There could have been some changes. I will come to my opinion later. Let's move to Abhishek first.
For me, actually, I wasn't expecting such question that if you want to change the team after the first innings. So I have uh, thought about that, but I would say कि I am expecting KL Rahul to perform here because we have seen how KL Rahul performs in China countries, and I'm expecting that because players like Jaiswal, Subhman Gill, Rishabh Pant, they had like centuries in this pitch, but somehow KL Rahul got unlucky or just played a loose shot. But I'm expecting him to play more responsibly and convert it big. And I don't know why, but I have a feeling that he would do so. And for bowling unit, I think now when ball have started swinging, Rashid Krishna and Siraj would have a better role to play. When we when the spell of Bumrah got over, I think there was no, like, you can say, lethality in the bowling, and they need to do better. And I hope that they will do better, because now we have swinging condition. I am hoping Ravindra Jadeja will put big wickets, because we know you can't let Bumrah play the lead role or bowl 30 overs or 20 overs at once. And it's not only damaging for Bumrah, it will hamper the chances of India too for the upcoming matches. So I'm just hoping to, I'm not going to change the team, but I'm just hoping that these players give their 100%.
Yeah, KL Rahul is the most experienced player when it comes to the betting side. He's been playing since 2014. So he needs to shoulder that responsibility, and he will also feel that he left out a chance to score in the first innings. So, Satyavidya, any changes you would have liked?
So on a high level, I would have liked to go with the bowling attack that would have resembled what we had in BGT. We could have had Akashdeep and Harshit making it to the team, so that we slowly build up a bowling dependency. We give them more time to groom and suddenly not just keep rotating. But if we go deep down, then what I think is India's test bowling is like a luxury car with one tire working. You will move fast, but until only that tire bursts out. We are moving on with the Bumrah Band-Aid.
Okay, so changes that I would have liked is I would have loved Abhimanyu Ashwaran starting the game. He has done exceptionally well when it comes to first class. I've said this before as well. I would have loved Arshdeep Singh playing this game. He would have added a left-arm bowling that angle, extra dimension as well. And I would have loved Nitish Kumar Reddy over Shardul Thakur as a continuation from the BGT. You need to give player that a little bit of continuation, you little bit of that support that okay, go out and play. You players need that support to grow. I have found out a little bit of issues with the captaincy, so I'd like to take overview from you of overview of Gill's captaincy in the first innings. Satyavidya.
Uh, I think if I comment directly on it, it would be too early to judge because we have seen him just for an innings. That being
Yes.
said, bowling changes could have been more uh, tactical actually, because when you are seeing the fast bowlers are not taking wicket, you are only going with your regular bowlers. Maybe try a part-time bowler at that instance, and when you are even doing the bowling changes, then two spin together you are not seeing. You are just making fast and spin combinations together. So at that point you can try with, because we know England players are not very much good with spin. When you are seeing they are attacking the fast bowlers, you should be trying to bring in a part-time off spinner, give them a shot at the ball and then see how the things go. So when there is a strong partnership building, then you have to make more drastic spell changes and not continue with the pre-planned 10 over spells or 15 over spells that you are going with. That is also one thing he could have thought of, but I think this is too early to say, so I would like to see him for another 2-3 matches and then comment on his captaincy style. But so far there are some things that he can improve on, and the score on the board by the opponent team is really big. So yes, there are things that have to be improved. And there is another thing that I would like to highlight is the last tail end batting of both the sides. India tail has crumbled up, that we have seen. But when it was the opponent's tail, we have seen they have added a good lot number of runs. You have already started by saying that after Ben Stokes, all the runs were freebies, and I agree to that. When the bowlers are batting and they are like their style, they call them bass bowlers, but the way they were batting, they were scoring good enough runs. They were scoring runnable. At that time, the fielding should have been more strict, and the bowling should have been more strict. That is where we have licked at least 100 runs. That is where they have, and uh, if you drop the catches, captain cannot do anything. Fielding has been subclass. But yeah, some bowling changes could have been a better recipe to get the team restricted to lesser scores and have a more successful lead in the second innings.
Sure.
So actually, I just please tell me the question again.
Okay, overview of Gill's captaincy. What's your take on Gill's captaincy?
Captain. Was too much into Satyada's talk about the bowling and all. So I was like Gill's captaincy or something. See, what I feel in tests, the captaincy is not about strategy. It's about the body language. So it's very important that Gill brings something new to this team. Like whatever he has played till today, every batsman or every player is special. So that is the thing. We should not think that Gill is a very young lad. Gill has played cricket at a very competitive level. Like if I see, he was there from the first World Test Championship. I was a young kid when first World Test Championship happened. So it should not be an excuse for him. He got this opportunity despite having 36 average. He played well in the first innings and claps for him for his innings. But he can't use it as an excuse. He has to deliver, and it's like he is filling the shoes of Rohit Sharma.
Abhishek, back after a long time. So, your overview on Gill's captaincy.
Am I audible?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. So for me, Gill is just starting his captaincy journey, and the way he played, I just saw a reel. People are comparing him with Virat Kohli. That captaincy debut, he just scored a
Scored
century on his
this many
captaincy
run.
debut,
Yeah.
and this kind of PR. Gill has a strong PR game, and but for me, comparing him with other captains would be slightly injustice to him. He has just started, and on the other hand, I would say, okay, Gill scoring 100 here is of course a big thing, but he didn't have that big numbers behind his back earlier to this test. Okay, and giving him captaincy was quite surprising for me, as Rahul was there, who has scored a lot of run in England on. Okay, so that's a different thing. But if we compare him with different captains, he has better opportunity because being one of the youngest, like the whole team is somehow falls in similar level. Okay, this gap of seniority, senior players and junior players kind of looks blurrish here, as he is close to junior players too. He is close to the senior players who are playing with him, and that gives him a good like balance. Talking about Subman Gill, it's he has just started, and I hope to see good results.
Okay. So all the good thing talks about Gill's captaincy. I just play the devil's advocate here. Few things which I felt like he could have done better, and it's completely not his fault. Ravindra Jadeja being the senior most player in the side as well as the lone spinner. When Jadeja was bowling, he was getting turns. He was getting quite turns, and he was putting the batsman into a little bit of problem. We have got some inside edges as well, and that is the moment where I felt
There was
as
only one slip also.
yeah, there's only one slip and one leg slip for some overs as well. There was no silly point or a short leg in the catching position. I would have loved having that. Being a spinner, I know when the ball edges, especially when the inside edges comes, outside edges goes to the slip, but when inside edges comes, the silly point and the short leg comes into play. Another ones,
Yeah,
I
when
was
so
yeah,
basically
yeah,
it happens.
yeah. So that is something I feel that more than Gill, Jadeja should have told him that I need a silly point here. I need a short leg here. He needs to you know take that role, Jadeja. He has told in the podcast that he wants to have the test captaincy before retiring. But this is somewhere you can show the leadership without the captain's armband. Again, I did not find the short ball strategy as much effective uh, during the middle overs when Brook was playing the short ball strategy. It felt like the bowlers were tiring up and without much outcome.
For India, I would say yes, it would work. But for England, yeah, there were times, but it was around 5 to 10 feet away from the pitch. They were
I mean,
filter close, and
when the
yeah,
if the ball is beating the outside edge of the batsman when Jadeja is bowling outside edge of right hander, I wouldn't mind having the batsman have a go at it, have a go at the bowler. That
it wasn't
brings the
turning that much.
that brings the outside edge into the game as well. And when a batsman sees two players in front of his eye line, that
Yeah,
puts a real pressure.
it's a
But I know,
pressure.
yes, it's a England pitch, so maybe that's something. This is day three and third session. Seems like the game is going towards a draw. I would like to have all of your prediction for the series. Let's start with Orko. For the series, not for the game.
I feel it's still 3-2 in favor of England.
3-2. So you are maintaining a result for this game.
Yeah,
So Abhishek, what's your prediction for the series?
I think we are going to win the series by 3-2. And for this game, I think we will win this game because we are going to have difficult second innings here. And England batting last, they have to face a swing of Bumrah, and I'm hoping Siraj will do better and Prashid Krishna will support these two. And Jadeja being there, the ball will turn more, and I think we are going to make it difficult for England, and ultimately we will win this game. And I'm just worried about those two games where Bumrah would be not present.
Okay, Satya,
My prediction would be 2-2. I think one match is going to be draw, possibly this one, and there will be 2 wins for both the teams each. So yeah, that's what I think about this match, this
No,
series. Yeah.
even start of the series and looking at the England side, I also thought that it would be a 2-2, 2-2 series. But the only thing that went into my mind was the availability of Jasprit Bumrah, because even he himself said that he doesn't want the captaincy because he's not sure about his availability in all the 5 matches. So that's one thing that goes back into my mind. Again, we got this continuation of the segment in the previous video, from the previous video, a blind ranking, a different kind of blind ranking. And for the first one, I want all three of you to come up with the ranking, a consensual ranking.
How many players are there?
It's not about the players.
Okay,
This is
go ahead.
about the most memorable wins in recent past. I would say since 2010, you say? Since 2010, most memorable victories.
For India in tests or all teams, all matches, all
For
formats.
for India, most memorable wins for India across formats.
Okay, that is great.
Okay. First one, let's go with the GABA test.
2.
I'll keep it at 3
2.
because in my mind, I have 2 more games which can be like kept ahead of that.
So where do we go? GABA test, 2 or 3?
3, I think. Or maybe Satyajit.
Please go with it.
I'll go
I
with
guess
2.
it will be all right,
2.
but I feel Test should get the second position, keeping in mind the unit we had actually, or else in other matches we had the complete unit. So in the GABA Test,
For
I feel
me,
that
test victory is always above any other format victory. First point. Second point is Gabba was always considered unbreakable by
Fortress.
any team.
Yeah,
And with that new team, with that players who had just average experience was what, 3 matches. With that team, you are beating down the mighty Australians who this year that year they went on to become the WTC champions. I think the next time, but anyway, they
yeah.
were among the
Nah,
top 3
even
teams.
at that point of time too.
Yeah, so you are beating that team in their home ground and their fortress, to be honest. So I think there can be only World Cup win that will overcome them. Other than that, that has to be in 2.
2 is something which feels like very sound for this victory.
Okay,
For
let's
me, there
let's go.
is
Yeah, that's
yeah.
over 2.
For me, there is just one thing that can overcome that. That would be India's T20 World Cup victory, because that has broken the curse of being not trophy, not winning
Definitely.
trophies in the last 13 years. So
Very high. Like that night was a very special night.
yeah,
Like
So
we
let's go.
actually
Okay, yeah.
so let's go to
Let's go to. Okay. Lord's test victory. That famous bouncer strategy.
Mm.
Lord's victory.
5.
I will consider that. Like it's been a long time, by the way.
2014, 13.
Yeah,
2014.
it's been a long.
2014,
Yeah,
yeah.
with Ishan Sharma being
yeah, I agree.
5.
Yeah.
Okay, let's go.
for 5.
2013 Champions Trophy.
3.
Yeah, I'll put that in 3.
4. Well, let's consider 3, but I will.
The democracy prevails.
Yeah, let's put
So
it at 3.
do we still have 2011? Like, are we considering after
Yeah, he
2011?
came up to 2013. He might consider 2011 game.
I said considering from 2010.
Okay.
2010. Then that whole ranking changes. You know what?
Okay.
Then
Let's keep CT then at 4. Let's then keep CT at 4.
2013 CT at 4. Okay.
Yeah.
4 is fine with everyone.
Yeah.
Okay. 2024 T20 World Cup.
now we know
3.
2011 World Cup will also come.
It would
3.
be on the rank 1.
No,
Okay. So it
you
is
don't
not.
know. You don't know. Shaunak is conducting the session. You don't know.
For me, it's
Don't-
rank 1 because this was the time when we were very desperate. During 2011, I don't think that we were desperate to win.
We were.
No, we were actually 28 years. There was 28 years since
No.
28 years since 50 over
Ah,
50.
Shaunak,
Where?
I want to say
I-
here, I want to add one point. Before 2011, it's like MS Dhoni, the captain of that team, did it for the first time after 28 years. And post that era, we used to dominate in every sphere, but there was no ICC trophy. And
So
everyone used to accuse Indians
the
that okay, we are
reason-
not winning ICC
the
trophy.
reason is I will say after the 2007 World Cup disaster, that made 2011 a little more special. I think that is one factor that made 2011 a little. I mean,
And the
of
thing,
course,
the
12
whole
years after 12 years winning it was great.
actually,
If
as
you
even in that game,
like
yeah,
if you want to relive that feeling, and if you are asking me as a fan, I was just 11 years old that time, and
we,
during
Yeah,
2024 I was
we were
28 years old. I
we
felt
were
it, just felt it.
yeah. I agree.
we were around 16, 17 were playing
So
the
where are
game.
we keeping it? 1 or 3?
For me
Which one?
2024,
2024.
Yeah.
24.
for me
Huh?
24
I
sorry.
I have reserved the first place for 2011 World Cup final, and I'm
Okay,
not
But
what
you
going.
will
don't
I'm
it
even
going to
know.
fight to
what
go
will
there
it what will it
But
for
you don't know if that's
2024.
coming. You don't even know if that's coming. But okay, I'll go with 3 then.
but
He agreed to, like, he is
but
keeping
I'm saying that
2010 and huh?
but I'm saying that this is ranking of memorable wins.
Okay, I'll
I
keep
can't.
that at 3 as well.
Okay.
Three, three, yeah,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
Okay, so we have the 2011 ICC World Cup at number
So
one.
we played correctly.
It is.
So
To close it out,
yeah.
I want all of you to rank these trophies in order: World Test Championship, ODI World Cup, T20 World Cup, and ICC Champions Trophy. 4 trophies. We
ODI.
play one
For me,
trophy every year. So how do we rank them?
for me, it is World Test Championship, One Day World Cup, Champions Trophy, followed by T20 World Cup.
Okay.
I think for me, it's World Cup, One Day World Cup first, and then World Champions Trophy, One Day Champions Trophy, and then T20 World Cup. And
For
I really want. Huh?
actually for me it's about no, the WTC championship is something, it's a concept which needs to be addressed again, because I don't think it's a fair championship. Not everyone is not playing same amount of matches. So for me it's ODI World Cup, then it's the T20 World Cup because the World Cups are bigger than anything. Post that it's the World Test Championship because Test Championship, it's Test. But I feel Champions Trophy is much structured, but Champions Trophy holds less value for me because other three are the World Cups for me in each format.
I think this answer, this answer sums up that I don't want to name that, but it sums up the age gap that we are having on the panel. That we preferred the 2011 World Cup over T20. Of course, we all enjoyed. I was on the streets as well, but 2011 World Cup was something we had stories of, and we prefer
We remember
World Cup.
each and every game actually.
I
Exactly,
can,
we remember stories as well. But
but
no,
still the emotion in
it's not
Yeah, of
2024
course.
is
it's not
We are
something
not
that
saying you are wrong here. Okay.
yeah.
It's
There is
certain that
like how we are aligned, I would say. Okay,
actually we are
so
not saying. The interesting thing is what you felt in 2024 T20 World Cup. Actually, you were waiting for that. Just mentioned that you were waiting for that World Cup win, and we were playing good. We were waiting for the 2011 World Cup. After 2007 was, I think, we had the best
but
team of like
I was very happy with the 2007 World Cup win. Like it was my first World
T20
Cup.
World Cup. Yeah. Hmm.
20
that
World
was
Cup.
that
I
was
Yeah,
feel
that was
I
something,
was happy too. And
less.
the
Of
2007
course,
World Cup is
we get happy with every win, but it's how we keep one over the other. That's the only thing. Okay,
actually,
so India England series is on day three. India are leading by 80 runs, and we'll have more talks on it. So tune in for the next episodes and more updates on this India England series. And I hope we'll have all of them here. Thank you so much. Thank you for watching. So, do you agree with the panelists ranking those memorable wins and the ranking of these trophies? Do let us know in the comment section. Also, in the comment section, do let us know how would you rank these memorable wins and these ICC trophies. And also, do let us know what else can I ask my panelists to rank in the upcoming videos, and anything else you would want us to address or want us to include in our videos. Thank you so much for watching.